Welcome back to a Micful podcast. I'm joined by these beautiful cocksuckers in Jaime, Brad, and Johnny.
Oh,
We are here to discuss
not on the job.
NFL. Starting with the schedule, guys. What are some games that you want to see this year?
So I put 3 games, and they're all first 2 weeks. Just because I didn't want to do I didn't want to put any that were gonna have playoff implication because I didn't know, and I don't want to assume. So I just did early games that should be good. First for the Raiders, it's Raiders Saints because that's our first home game Monday night, and it's against a good team. And then I have Dolphins Pats because the Dolphins are pretty much a completely new team. And then they also and then it's against the Pats, who we're going to see what they could do post Brady. And it'll be a good matchup against the Dolphins because, you can still count the Dolphins as they're probably going to be a top 5 pick again. But they might not, so we'll see. And then the other game I have is Niners-Cardinals.
I was going to say I was excited for Niners-Cardinals too. This is actually my first time looking at the schedule. They've kind of given us a fucking cakewalk for the first few games, haven't they? Other than the Cardinals. Yeah, and then it's the Jets and the Giants. What?
Yeah. I will say I put the Cardinals on there, especially the Cardinals-Niners, especially because
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins, but also the Niners. The Niners struggle against mobile quarterbacks, which is what Kyler is. So that would be it's gonna be interesting to see.
The only thing I will have to say to that Niners-Cardinals game is the reason why we struggle against mobile quarterbacks is because the refs don't want to call holding penalties when they should. That's all I'm going to say.
For me, looking at this schedule, I always like to look at week 17, possible playoff implication games. Big swans are probably going to be, and I love the NFL for doing it, is the Seahawks 49ers.
Last game of the week.
And then Green Bay versus the Bears. If the Bears can be somewhat competitive, that could be a possible division game. The Vikings have the Lions, which I think they would probably win, so I don't think that would be – the struggle would be the Green Bay fighting against the Vikings. And then, yes, I would agree with the Saints versus the Raiders. Hopefully, allowing fans, I'll be there.
Yeah, so for me, I got 2 Niner wins just because, of course. I got, first of all, Packers versus Niners. I'm just excited for that one because I see it as the Packers are trying to be what the Niners are. And it's going to be interesting to see how another year of them, quote-unquote, improving, which I don't think they did over the offseason, and matching up with us is going to kind of tell how it's going to be going for the next couple years. Same thing with the Saints-Niners. That's another game I had. They gave the Saints another home game against us last season. And it's come on, man. I just want to see them play here. I want to see that at home and we get away again. I think that's going to be playoff implications for sure. It's later on in the season. I think it's starting the second half of the season. And that's going to be a close one. And that's going to probably determine who's going to get the 1 seed. And they are doing the new seeding rules this season, right? Or are they doing it next year?
It's next year.
No, it's this year.
No, the extra wild card team, that's this year.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. So only the number 1 seed is going to get the bye. So so that's going to be important to determine who's going to get that first round bye. It's going to be even more than last year was.
So maybe you guys can explain this to me. Why is the first football game of the year going to be Steelers-Cowboys?
Well, that's the Hall of Fame game,
quote unquote.
And it's usually whoever's making the Hall of Fame, they take the top 2 people that are going to Hall of Fame. They take the 2 teams that they were on.
Another one I'm looking forward to is Brady versus Mahomes and Chiefs versus Buccaneers. It's a week, I believe, 12. So that one's going to be a really exciting one as well.
Yeah.
Other one, it's a preseason, but Raiders Niners. If
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'll be fun.
if they allow fans.
Yeah, if they allow fans, we're all going to be there.
Well,
We're all gonna be
that's
there.
and where is that going to be? No, I'm not going to be there. It's
Oh, not
Santa-
you.
Santa
Yeah.
Jose.
but
Santa
it's
Clara.
so one of the things I want to know is, are the Bucks playing the Patriots this year?
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
That's kind of disappointing.
Because the
They only play one division, and I just said they're playing us.
yeah.
You ignorant fuck.
That's kind of disappointing, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but I meant it's only because they're opposite conferences, so you can't play around with the schedule just for like political funness.
Yeah, it'd still be fun though.
Oh, it would be. Dana White would have made it happen.
Dana White would have made it happen. Yeah. Get
Jimmy
Dana White in
Garoppolo.
there.
Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo, though, is making his return to Foxborough. So that will be exciting.
Mm.
Yeah, let's get the NFL red panty night going. Come on.
Wait. So the AFC East is playing the NFC West?
Yeah.
Ooh, good shit. Yes. That's going to hurt the Jets and Buffalo.
You good there?
What,
Yeah, you have a chance. You have a chance.
I can't verbally masturbate to the two fucking teams that are going to make the wild card and division.
And just so the fans know, we did the last episode. We recorded it right before this one. So Gabe has just finished his power hour like 10 minutes ago.
He's feeling himself a little bit. He's vibing, you know.
Yep.
And I'm still taking shots.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty good. It's exciting that we're gonna have exciting that the NFL schedule got released.
Touch on go conversation then.
Yep.
Yeah,
Brad?
so I for some backstory, I had a coworker say some real fucking disrespectful shit. He said, because he is a Rhode Island native, Tom Brady dick sucker, he said that Tom Brady is the greatest athlete of all time and 100% beats out Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Which is a
I will
lie.
start the discussion because
We have devil's advocate starting the topic.
Yep. First of all, do I think it's disrespectful to have that conversation? No, not at all. And I'm going to argue for the Brady side. And hear me out. Now, for some odd reason, this group doesn't believe me, but there is a discussion almost every day. Who is the GOAT of basketball? Is it Kobe? Is it Jordan? Is it LeBron? Did LeBron finally surpass Kobe and Jordan? Did Kobe ever surpass Jordan? Whether you want to believe it or not, and I would also agree that Jordan is, but there's a debate. Now, when you discuss Tom Brady, there is zero debate. Oh, well, Joe Montana. No, this fool has 6 rings. And don't give me that shit about cheating, because let's face it, we saw the data. These guys can do it without cheating. They can do it with cheating. They're just scumbags. Who cares?
Fumble.
Even the fumble. And as a Raider fan, I'm saying this. You don't discredit a decade of dominance. And who's the number 2? Payne?
I mean, Jordan had a decade of dominance as well.
Hold on.
And he retired twice.
Let him finish.
I'm just saying the idea that there is a debate of 3 people, let alone when you talk about the GOAT. Now, am I saying like Jordan's better or whatever and Tom Brady? No. When you have to talk about the GOAT, there's one. Who dominated their sport more?
I'm
Jordan.
not saying that it's disrespectful to have a debate. I'm saying that it's disrespectful to say 100% Tom Brady beats out Michael Jordan.
Yes, I will agree with that. And in terms of look, there's different ways we could approach this. First, we can touch on just the NFL side because I agree with Gabe. It's Tom Brady without a doubt. And I'm a Niner fan. Okay, there's no debate, Johnny. There's no debate. Joe Montana is not.
Here's the thing. He's the greatest quarterback
No.
of all time. He's the best quarterback of all time. But people still call Jerry Rice the GOAT. They still call
Yes.
Deion Sanders the GOAT.
No, Dion.
They do.
It was Jerry Rice before this.
Lawrence Taylor.
Wait,
He was
but first of
second, third.
But first of all, what is the most dominant position in football? What do we talk about the most? It's
Safeties.
the quarterback.
Oh,
It's not athlete. We're not talking about the greatest athlete. We're talking about the best player. Just the player that will overcome.
Had the most impact of a game.
Yeah, it's gonna be the
Jordan.
court. Oh,
It
we're
was-
talking
okay,
about NFL
so-
first. Hold on.
Because the only reason why you can't discuss that when you were just comparing NFL to basketball is because in the NBA, it is one player can do a lot of things. They can play defense. They can play, the coach out there, dishing out. They can play
There's
the
different
point guard.
roles they can.
There's different roles they can perform.
Yeah.
It's unfair to compare them to. Now, we know that the quarterback is the most influential player on an NFL team. So the idea that if Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time without any discussion, that means he's the most influential football player of all time. Therefore, saying it is equivalent to Michael Jordan being the greatest basketball player of all time. Now, going on that, Jordan did dominate. But did he dominate to the point where there is no debate and no discussion? No, he did not.
Yeah,
I
there
will.
is.
Hold on. Look. I will say this. I think this, like me and Johnny will say this as Kobe and LeBron fans, respectfully. The people that are having those debates that
Stands.
are stands. This are the same people that are saying Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback. Peyton Manning is the greatest quarterback.
How
But
many
It's
times?
those specific
Gabe,
people.
Gabe,
matched-
how many times have I just fucking said LeBron's the GOAT? But now in a serious conversation, Jordan's the GOAT.
Yeah,
It's one thing to say he's your GOAT. He's your GOAT,
Let
like
me
to
make
you,
that. But-
you know?
Kobe matches
and then I'll
similar
echo-
stats to Jordan.
until
No.
Tom Brady gets a sneaker deal and movies made about his greatness,
No.
doesn't get to say he's.
Listen,
and then
shut
okay, you're saying
up.
it's close. You're saying it's close. It's close with rings. And then statistically, they're similar. But Kobe has 0 MVPs.
No, what? What?
He has one.
He has one.
One MVP.
He was
sorry.
yeah, and he
One
was relevant
MVP.
too. Listen,
Jordan has. I wrote it down here. He has 5.
I'm
He's
just-
6 for 6 in the finals with 6 MVPs. No one outplayed him ever in the finals.
So
And-
Brady's not
and-
is that he's been to more
hold on.
championships.
No,
Listen,
we're
let me
not. We're
finish.
not.
Let me
We're not.
finish.
Yeah.
And he retired in between his championships and post his last set championship, and then came back again.
And we're
You
yeah.
can't sit there and tell me he wouldn't have won 8 straight fucking titles.
I
He
really
would've
do
won 8
think.
straight
I
titles.
think this next season of the NFL may wind up solidifying this argument that Tom Brady doesn't get to be the greatest athlete of all time. Because if he is not able to make something work with the Buccaneers, then it proves that yes, he also had the support of a great team behind him. If
Well,
he is able
that
to
is
dominate
true.
if he's able to dominate with the Buccaneers, I say we can revisit this conversation because then yes, it is Tom Brady being the most dominant man of all time.
And,
I-
Jordan, you could drop Michael Jordan on any team and he would obliterate.
I don't
Yeah.
think that will hurt his case ever. Like just whatever he does with the Bucks will not hurt him. It can only help him. Just stating that out there. It can't hurt him.
I agree.
He's too
He's too
old
old.
to give him any knock on his career.
If he throws for 4,000 yards and let's say 30 touchdowns, that's gonna be pretty fucking great at his age. And he gets the Bucks to the playoffs, or I will be impressed.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying the discrepancy from the number 2 to the number 1 of Tom Brady and the number 2 greatest player of all time is bigger than Jordan to the number 2 Kobe. That's all I'm saying. So to be at the dominant force that you are, it's got to be Tom
As a-
Brady.
I would say it'd be a lot closer if LeBron actually won like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
it would be, but he has it.
especially
closer
since he went
race?
to like 9 straight.
I
Is
mean,
it a closer
if we're
race?
saying, hold on, if we're saying that, then I would say it would be a lot closer if Kobe was given his 2 other MVPs.
Yeah.
He would have 3 MVPs. It would be a lot
Yeah.
closer. Like
Yeah.
I even said, like for the people listening. So when Brett texted this to us in the group chat, we immediately got on this and we're like, wait, hold on, let's stop. Let's save this for the podcast. we needed to pause this. So we're like been thinking about this, okay?
So
I was in
And
the middle of class and I was
say,
like,
now what I want to say is, are we able to say that it's a closer race in the NBA because you are able to have this all-star talent who's able to carry a team versus the NFL when you have a breakout all-star talent who can carry the team? It's exciting and exceptional because you have so much star power and so many other cogs in the machine on an NFL team as opposed to basketball.
I would argue it's harder to do it in the NFL because there are
I
so
agree.
many. It's such a broader and like bigger machine, like you say.
But-
There's a lot more gears that can go that need to be functioning at that level to succeed. So it's a lot harder for one person. It is the most impactful position, but it is harder for one player to make a difference than it is for the NBA. We've seen
Especially
LeBron carry a shitty team to the finals, right?
Yeah, exactly. But he can only do it so far.
Yeah, he
Well,
can only
and-
do
like, he
it
can't
so
do it.
far.
And if you carry like NFL for offense and defensive players, you have 22 people on the field, right? And NBA, you have 5.
Yeah.
but let's not act like we keep saying, well, like Tom Brady was carried by a great team. Let's not act like Michael Jordan was playing with a bunch of scrubs, okay? Everyone's seen The Last Dance, damn it. So all I'm saying is the amount of distance between the GOAT of football, between second place, is greater than the
I agree.
GOAT of NBA.
Here's
Second place.
here's
That's
one
it.
more thing.
Like,
Here's one more
if
thing I
you're
throw out
going-
there.
Hold on. If you're going to compare the GOAT, it is one. Who had the most dominance? Yeah, we can say they're among the GOATs. They're the greatest. They are. But when you discuss the GOAT, who dominated their sport more than fucking Tom Brady? And you can say, oh, well, he cheated. Him and Belichick cheated. What if he wasn't with Belichick? I'm going to play that bullshit. Unless you have some Rick and Morty, where I can see the actual portal. Let's not go figmented imagination.
Because what if Michael didn't have Phil Jackson? There's
Exactly.
always another
Exactly.
thing to that, yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Ahmed. So I go with reality. Unless you can physically show me what would have happened, I don't give a fuck what you say. Now, Tom Brady dominated a goddamn decade where his number 2, which would be Joe Montana. What if you playing Joe Montana there? Just get the fuck out. Cool. Joe Montana did great. Tom Brady did an entire fucking decade, and his number 2, Peyton Manning, was Peyton Manning better. Let's go with the numbers. Brady to Manning in postseason. 8-4 Brady, Colts. 3-2 Manning's Broncos. So add that up, it's 11-6. His number 2 is 11-6. He's winning. And second of all, Drew Brees is beating his number 2 with records. But disrespect goes to Drew Brees. Therefore,
Yeah.
2 and 3 isn't even fucking figured out. You don't even have 2
We'll
and
touch
3
on that.
figured out.
Yeah, we'll touch on that later.
And you're trying to tell me they're debating on number 1? Get the fuck out. Tom Brady.
But do you say that Michael Jordan is the Tom Brady of basketball? No, you say Tom Brady is the Michael Jordan of
But
football.
that's only because of vernacular. You're going to tell me just because Jordan was around for the 80s, so we had a whole 20 years to
I'll say
say
that.
the Jordan of something.
Yeah.
I scream Kobe every time I throw something in the trash. Does that make
That's just the way he shot the ball. That does have nothing to do with how good he was.
okay?
That's just
But
the way he took his
for
shots.
20 years, we were able to say Jordan. You were the Jordan of something. You're the greatest of all time before Tom Brady even entered the league.
Hold on. Yeah, I will say, what if Brady came in the 80s and did what he did, and then Jordan was right now? That's what Gabe is trying to get at, okay?
You'd
Like,
be Michael
Jordan did
is
it
the
first.
Brady's of NFL.
yeah,
or
because
NBA.
Jordan did it first.
Yeah.
That's why they say that. Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that 100%.
So no. Don't bring that up, and don't even bring up. Oh, but where are they around the world? Because then we start bringing in soccer, because those people get numbers around the world.
Who brought that up?
Oh, and
In the chat.
Oh, yeah.
so you're saying it's closer with the NBA? It's
Yes.
Like I said, me and Jaime said it's the stands that argue this.
Yeah, like
But look at this. If you look at I said the awards where Jordan has 5 MVPs, 6 Finals MVPs. He also had Defensive Player of the Years.
I'm not
And
arguing that he
overall he's the better player. He's like there's no close. It's not close.
It is definitely
No.
closer, though,
They
dude.
say in the
There's
media.
a constant debate. There's a constant debate among everybody, dude.
I
It's a
just feel like
discussion-
for
it's a discussion that's had so much, dude. It's over. Like I'm agreeing with you guys. It's overdone. It is. But don't be naive to say that it isn't happening.
But they're getting it just for the views, though. That's what I mean. Like, they do it just for people to tune in and just kind of be like, look, I feel like for the NBA, I feel like in the NBA, it's so much easier to, like, just talk about it just so casually because they'll just throw out LeBron just because he is in the here and now. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean it's true.
Well,
Like,
the problem is with that is, though, that is LeBron isn't done yet. And I know we write him off because he's an old guy, like Tom Brady. But LeBron James is in way better shape to dominate the league than Tom Brady is in the Buccaneers.
But I feel like it's easier in the NFL to dominate your position because you're doing one thing. In the NBA,
Not as
you
a
have to be-
quarterback. Not
in
as
the
a
NBA, you have
quarterback.
to be well. When do you play defense as a quarterback?
Hold on,
In the
hold on.
NBA, you have to play everything and be good.
No, wait. To touch on that, LeBron has not played everything. He has not played defense for the last 5 to 6 years. I'm just saying that.
I will debate that. But if you're athletic enough in the NBA, you can at least be decent at defense and really good at offense. You can succeed in one and be pretty good at another.
Yeah.
First of all, Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron, speaking of greatest, they were all good at that. They led the league and at least kept up with the upper part of the league in defensive and offensive categories.
Yeah.
Tom Brady doesn't have the chance to.
He's not allowed to. That's not what
He's
they
not
require
allowed to.
of him.
Yeah.
Exactly, but that's why I'm saying if you're an athlete, like he's more well-rounded in his sport. Tom Brady has to drop back and throw a football.
But we're not
That's
fair.
That's
Yeah,
unfair to
we're-
compare.
We're
That's
not
what I'm
saying
saying.
athlete. We're not saying greatest athlete though.
Yes,
we're
we
saying,
are. This is
no,
a conversation
no,
about the greatest athlete of all time.
No, greatest. No.
Yes, that was the
player of all
original
time.
question, was that Tom Brady was a better athlete than Michael Jordan.
No,
No,
we're saying
wait,
greatest
hold on.
player.
Yeah, no.
Player.
If
His-
greatest
That's
And
not
playing-
what the conversation was. The original thing that was said by my coworker was Tom Brady was a better athlete than Michael Jordan.
Oh no, then that's completely
no,
wrong.
no.
Tom Brady isn't even the greatest athlete in his sport.
No.
That makes no
No,
sense.
For this discussion only, it's about player.
Yeah,
Has
it's
to be.
just
Okay, then we're changing the topic now to greatest player.
I don't
You need
think-
to explain that. Whoa.
I don't think we were ever talking like we thought of it like that. We were just saying like not physical athlete like talent wise. We're just saying as a player in their
If-
individual
if-
sport.
If that's the case, then it is LeBron.
No,
But no.
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 No, I know that's not what we're talking about. I'm saying if we're going off
Okay,
athlete, then it is LeBron.
LeBron
And
would be
then-
really
and
close.
then in NFL, it's probably Bo Jackson.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
No.
Athletically, yes, I will agree, 100%.
Goodness
And
gracious.
Jordan is close.
I don't
Him
even
and
know.
Shaq.
Okay, while we're on this discussion then. Who's your next player to push into the greatest of all time, like right now, up and coming, for NFL and for
Oh.
the NBA for like
No.
Oh, I
You
thought
know
we were
what?
talking all
No.
sports. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I was gonna say. First of all, you're getting disrespect to Serena Williams. Serena Williams is hands down the greatest of all time, of the greatest of all time.
Didn't she lose to like a 19-year-old?
Yeah, she
She
got
was
destroyed.
pregnant. She was pregnant. God damn it.
Then don't compete.
Excuse me. That is. Hold up. No, because we talk all the time about UFC fighters or whatever, or athletes fighting injured, and think that's awesome. Don't play two sides. First of all, Serena Williams is
If they win,
extremely. There is without a question. Who the fuck is number 2? It's not even on the goddamn map when it comes to tennis.
I'm pretty
Second
sure
of
her
all,
sister is number 2.
and
all I'm gonna-
she whoops her out of the water. She doubles her awards, almost triples.
I agree with that. Yeah. No, yeah.
So-
In
so-
tennis,
we're
there's no
No, yeah, she is the
Zero.
greatest.
So
Why are
Tennis.
you talking about tennis?
Yeah, why are you talking about
you
tennis?
said all sports. Are you not going to acknowledge tennis as a sport? Wow.
Tennis is
I'll say John Jones is more up there than Serena Williams.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay, then do we bring in Tiger Woods into the conversation too?
I
But-
would consider.
but-
Yes, I would
but-
consider Tiger.
How close is Phil?
Extremely.
Extremely.
Yeah, and so is like Rory McIlroy. Rory
How
McIlroy's
close?
up there too.
How
Yeah.
close is GSP to John Jones?
I say, yeah, he's fairly close. Yeah.
How close is Serena Williams to fucking anyone?
But that's that's saying about like Amanda Nunez. That talent isn't there. It's like it's different.
Excuse me. She has that one. No, she has that one. She's from like Holland or something. Dutch.
Yeah, the one that wrecked her.
Yeah, but then what about?
no,
then what
that's
about?
like-
Hold on. If
no,
we're talking
that's
about
like
tennis,
Peyton
then what
Manning
about?
to Tom Brady discussion.
No, if we're talking
the-
about tennis, then what about Roger Federer? Are we not bringing him into this conversation at all?
Well, how close is he to number two?
Very.
He is. Yeah.
But is the men's tennis not more stacked than female?
Yes, it
Hey,
is.
if we're talking about tennis, why not bring up soccer? And I know that not any of us give a shit
Lionel
about soccer.
Messi and
Yeah,
Cristiano
Messi.
Ronaldo.
But how close is Ronaldo, dude? That's the closest. That is the closest tight race I've ever heard in any sport.
But Messi has been it for years. He's
No,
been it for
no.
years.
And what
Yes.
about
man.
Pele?
And then you bring in
Yeah.
Pele, dude. You cannot discuss soccer. Don't do that, dude.
I feel like none of us are well
Just
versed
saying,
enough in
if I-
soccer to have
if,
that conversation anyway.
If I was playing a sport though, I'd play soccer, dude. They make so much money.
They do make bank. Not here in America though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because the league's ass here.
Yeah,
You gotta go Spain, England, Italy.
We're three
One of those.
beans and a potato chip, dude. I think we would have done fine on the soccer team.
I would have done terrible on a soccer team. Are you kidding me? I can't run. I don't have that cardio. Dude, those
Fuck.
soccer fields are fucking massive too.
Yeah,
I think they're bigger than football fields.
They are.
yeah.
Yeah, they 100% are.
Look, all I'm saying is that in terms of goats of every single sport, it's too many variables, too complicated to even. It's too convoluted. Okay.
I was gonna say we're not even bringing Dale Earnhardt into the conversation.
Yeah, we aren't qualified for this yet. Maybe in like the next 5 to 10 years, when we figure things out more, maybe we'll talk about this. Hey, 5-year anniversary. But let's move on to.
I'm still going with Serena Williams.
Okay. All right, you do that. So
I can
on our
stand
next-
by that. Tom Brady and Michael Jordan can both suck a dick. Serena Williams is the greatest.
okay.
All
All right. Next topic, something that Gabe touched on. Peyton Manning versus Drew Brees.
Oh,
A comparison that is not made enough, and it's very disrespectful to Drew Brees.
how many? Okay, so Peyton Manning has 2 rings, right?
Yes.
The only thing is that Drew Brees, because of the team sport, Drew Brees has more individual records, and he's not done yet.
And I will say that Peyton Manning's second ring, he did absolutely nothing.
Nothing for it.
Nothing.
Nothing. You
He was-
cannot
He
credit
was
that man.
he was injured half the season, and Brock Osweiler was able to keep that team afloat. And the man in his last year threw, I think, double interceptions than he did touchdowns. Let me double
Yeah.
check. Someone else go while we do this.
The biggest thief in the history of the NFL.
What'd you say? Oh,
Yeah.
You stole like what 80 mil from the Texans?
yeah, that was disgusting. And then the Browns traded for him, right?
Yeah, and then the Dolphins.
But they got more than they traded for. They got a 2nd-round pick. Yeah, no, it's arguably number 2, just because of how the NFL is stated, like we just discussed. If this was NBA, yeah, sure. Then Peyton Manning, you got to count the rings in NBA.
I got the stats. Hold
But hold
And
on,
his la-
but
on. Okay.
in the NFL, you got to give it to individual accolades as well as championships. They kind of create more because there's only so much you can control in an NFL game. Drew Brees is still doing it at an exceptional rate. He's still at his age, and he's beating Peyton Manning. I mean, he's on par to beat Peyton Manning, to be the number 2. Unfortunately, Saints fans, he will not be number 1. I mean, as much as we hate him, we just discussed who it is.
Or number 3. Or number 2, I mean.
he should be number 2 in the discussion.
Yeah, you know who's going to take that number 2 spot in a couple of years?
Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
All right, look at in Peyton Manning's last season, he played 10 games. His completion percentage was 59%. He threw for 9 touchdowns in 10 games and 17 interceptions. 17 to 9 touchdowns in 10 games. That was atrocious, and he did nothing in that Super Bowl to win that game. He literally just didn't lose it. It was all the Denver defense, and I don't want people to come at us look and say like, oh, well, look what he did in his career. No, we're talking about his last year, the year they won the Super Bowl. He didn't do anything to win that ring. Okay? Brock Osweiler would have won that Super Bowl. Okay? Anybody would have won that Super Bowl. It's not just Peyton Manning. They didn't win it because of him. Okay? So taking that into consideration, and his first Super Bowl, look what happened. He played against Rex Grossman and the Bears. Okay? That Bears defense was insanely good. But he didn't have to worry about the scoring because literally the only one scoring for the Bears was Devin Hester that year on special teams. Rex Grossman did nothing. What happens when Peyton Manning was matched up with Drew Brees? Drew Brees won. That's his one ring over Peyton Manning. And the stats don't lie, man. Drew Brees has never had a year like Peyton did.
If they go off of like awards, Manning does have 5 MVPs.
Yeah, but it's like look, this is Peyton's thing. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, regular season quarterback.
Yeah.
Regular season. Postseason,
Well, you could even argue that for Brees because Brees throws like 5,000 yards every year.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
but look at his real losses in the playoffs.
And his defenses were atrocious.
Where they have him.
No, I'm not defending. I'm not defending Manning. I don't like Manning, but
Yeah, his
at the same
defense
time,
were
they use Manning just because of the 5 MVPs.
Yeah, it's just Drew
And he
Brees
was
had no
so-
help on defense.
But yeah,
I'm
if
just
you-
saying.
He was so
start-
dominant in the
If you start
regular
talking
season.
about like, oh yeah, he's a great regular season quarterback, but chokes in the postseason, does that mean the Sharks are the greatest hockey team in all time? No, it doesn't.
Exactly. What do you do after? Yeah, I give it to Drew Brees. Drew Brees is number 2, hands down.
Of all time?
No,
Joe
3.
Montana?
No, Joe Montana. That's all I was like.
Joe Montana.
we're like they're talking Joe Montana versus Tom Brady, and then you're just throwing in Drew Brees for
That's what I was
out of
like.
nowhere.
I mean, yeah.
But Tom Brady versus, or not Tom Brady, Drew Brees versus Peyton Manning.
Is a more comparable.
Yeah.
I think that everyone agrees here anyway that it is definitely Drew Brees.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, Peyton, he was great, but what you do in the playoffs does matter. And you can say the same thing about Drew Brees. But we can say that Drew Brees has had less help, less talent around him than Peyton Manning did for his whole career.
I mean, Eli Manning has the same amount of rings as Peyton.
Yeah, and Peyton is not even a Hall of Famer.
I hope you guys know.
Wait, what did you say?
Conversation.
Skill-wise, I don't think Eli is a Hall of Famer. He's just running
you
off.
said Peyton.
You just
Oh.
say Payne.
Oh, my bad. Eli. I don't think Eli's a Hall of Famer. He wrote off 2 playoff runs, and that's it. He's like Joe Flacco, but he did it twice. That's it.
That's, that's
Eli's garbage. Eli's garbage.
I think his postseason accolades would differ.
But it was only 2 runs. That was it. Just 2 runs.
Hey yo, Big
Every
Ben,
other
top
year
5.
either every other year he made in the playoffs, he didn't do shit. I mean, that's just how it is. All right, guys, that'll do it for this episode of a Mindful Podcast. Make sure you follow us on our YouTube page if you haven't already. Subscribe to our Spotify account. We'll let you know next week what we debate and when we get talking about. See you next time. Later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.